Well, it's alright. Riding around in the breeze.
Country. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, fuck, you get them insects in you. That's worth the wait. They're good.
Well, it's alright. Riding around in the breeze. Well, it's alright. If you live the life you please.
What
The hell is that?
Look at that dog on the bike.
Yes,
Poor little puppy. That Trevor, that little dog on the back. The dog on the back.
Dog? What dog? I didn't see that dog. Yeah, did he? Show a couple of.
Get Pop over here.
Just do up a little bloody
Behind you.
motorbike with a chainsaw.
Adventure before dementia.
Yeah,
Good one.
it's a good one. Dementia. Before dementia.
Yeah. Oh, if you got dementia, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Alright, here we are in Hervey Bay with the Broom Brothers. Had a great ride today. Went down to Burrameds and then stopped in Torbenlee at the Miners Arms, had a couple of beers. Just finishing up our ride, and the boys are going to tell us about their club. So, there's Miles, Troy. So, you want to tell us about your club, mate, and what you do and what it's all about?
Yeah, like you see on the label, we started off like, it was only probably, what are we about, probably 10 of us at the mates, and we got one of our good mates, is Ronnie Fisher. He done the design. As you can see, we got the Islanders and the Aboriginals, so that's the sign, and we got the eagle in the back. So, and then we got Lawman First Nation. So Law means L for language, O for origin, and R for respect, and E for elders. So that's our main goal. So a lot of us got together and we put it all together. We done a constitution up, and we went to the fair trading and we registered it. And so then we started expanding. A lot more interest started happening, and so the main focus was that we want to get together and start helping our youth out around the communities here in the Wide Bay. So we got together, and before you know it, we registered it. Then we had a club. Then we got a chapter in Brisbane, and we got the Wide Bay here, and we got a few brothers in Rocky. So I think we've got about 32 in the club at the moment, and we try and stick to a lot of cultural ways. So that's our main aim, is to, you know, and more cultural stuff. So if you're going to join the club, we smoke our patches, and you know, that when we do a smoking ceremony, we win off the bad and bring in the good. So we only want nothing but good for the club. So, you know, and besides, you know, like, a lot of brothers have been riding around there all for many years by themselves. So it's good to get everyone together and try and ride for a good course, you know. Like, we got my brother Troy Broom, he joined up eventually down the road. And
bit of origin, where I'm from, bit of story before I got into the group. And a bit of respect for the elders, what I do in the old days there. The old people, how to respect them. And then a bit of elders. The elders is always our big king in our tradition today. So we look after them, they look after us, and then we look after the young. So our hope is to get them off the drugs and stuff, and you know, better future.
But you know what I mean, like, we've all had troubles in our lives. So, and this is a good example of most of us, you know, most of the brothers have joined, we grew up with a bit of trouble in their times and that, but we just show them what you can when you sort of pull yourself together and start figuring it out, that you can have a Harley and you can have a good life and stuff. So it's all about, you know, it's what you put into the day is what you get rewarded for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Gary, Fraser Island, so I say Ballangor Jali, Bachelor Jar, which just mean welcome to Bachelor country. And then, you know, it goes on with a lot more language. We've got a lot more wins with our Wangatis, our Dingoes. So, you know, for our kids around here, we like to try and put that language back into them, because we try and make sure because we're the last of the many of growing up of the elders. So that's why we formed this group of this bike club to try and teach our next generation our language, what we say, language, origin, respect elders. So, you know, like, at the end of the day, we're all what they got. So to keep our culture alive, we've got to stand together as torch and do that. And riding these Harleys, and, you know, but we don't do it around youth, but we have a beer and we met brother here on our travels. So one of many ventures in our lives. So cheers, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll have another beer on another road. And thanks for the deadly coolers we got, beers and bikes. So, and while you're here, brother, you know, I just want to say, you know, good luck on your adventure for what you do, and you know, you're always welcome with our club anytime you pass it through. And you know, you have a safe trip, because you know, it's a big ride where you're going, and you know, and I love what you're doing. We'll get on the Instagram page, fellas. So everyone out there, get on to the Instagram page of Beers and Bikes, and keep up to date and follow him along, and keep his tune, and let's support him and help him along his journey. And you know, we'll do our part what we can, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Good to see you. Yeah, good to come back.
Just tell me, how do you get involved with the youth? Like, where do you meet up with them? What do you do with them? Do you get them back into sport? Do you go to the cultural centre? How do you get the youth involved?
We get within the NAIDOC. We get NAIDOC weeks and stuff like that. So we try and get something together there and put up a little stand and shed, and you know, just give out information of how to become a better person. Other bikes too, we go with other bikes groups, and we sort of get our message across with others in that way. And a lot involves in working within the community. Like, you got your youth justice, reconnect. You know, like, there's so many communities out there that are doing, like child safety is another one too. But there's a lot of Indigenous kids that are falling through the system a lot, you know. So we try and work alongside with a lot of these communities too, to see. And then we go to a lot of their functions, like when they have them up. So we'll ride our bikes and set up our tents, and we'll set the kids to sit on the Harleys, and we let them start it. So to make sure they don't touch the gears, of course, and give them a little rev, you know, so their lights are their eyes and everything light up, you know. And not only that, we want to try and eventually achieve a lot more goals and go to schools. But as you know, we've got to make sure everyone's got blue cards and all that kind of stuff. So we got to get serious to get right in. You got to play all the right rules about it. So, but you know, like, if we don't do it, who's going to do it? You know. So we trying to work with a lot of my communities. So another good important thing that we want to try and do next year is try and get a lot of other fellas and dads come on board to try and stop the bullying in the school, mate. You know what I mean? So we can walk around in the mornings with shirts and say, you know, just to make sure all the kids are okay, because bullying's a lot of a big serious issue at the moment, and kids do a lot of suicide from that. So if we can walk around and try and stop that in the schools, you you know, if we help one kid, hey, it's a bonus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but as long as we have a go, it's
Yeah. So do you have a website or anything like that?
Yeah, we do have a lawman page on Facebook, so jump on and have a look at it. But we do have our own separate pages, our members page, but we do have one up there, and it'll teach you a lot of language, a lot about culture stuff from all up and down of Australia, you know. And the more you look into it, the more things that we advertise of other people's cultures. We're all one culture altogether, so it's just getting everyone's culture out to understand where we are, you know.
Yeah, how it changes up the
As it goes up the
north
line.
and down
Yeah.
south, how all the words and stuff changes, just that fraction, but they're all still sort of same meanings, but yeah, it's just how the world changes and how we try and move with it, try and go forward with
the
it.
world's moving a lot faster these days than we're doing when we were young blokes.
Oh yeah, it should do.
And that's right, you know. And you know, the thing about as me growing up as a young fella, like we've always ridden motorbikes all my life. Started on dirt bikes and you know trail bikes. We do a lot of trail bikes, and you know now we finally jumped up into the Harleys, and you know, but that's going too. You know, we got a lot of good non-Indigenous people out there too that can jump aboard and ride with us too. So we're not all about just Aboriginal stuff. You know, if you respect yourself and who you are, you know, and that's what we need. It's just people just to respect who they are. Then they can come in and join up with us, and we can go this a long way. Because you know, we're not just one off-sided, we're for everyone. Because to save this world and for what is good for the land must come first. So we need everyone to work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's on our rule here for Butcher Country where we are. So what is good for the land comes first. If you have plenty, you must share, and we do not take or touch anything that doesn't belong to us. So they're the 3 rules that we want to try and implement too within the club.
Yeah, they're the rules that everybody should follow. Like, you know, don't take what's not yours, you know.
That's right, you know.
And
And
if you have plenty, you must share.
Yeah.
yeah.
I always share with you, bro. You know.
Yeah,
Hey, we've shared,
we
but
always share.
we were mates 29 years, mate. I'm pretty sure we've shared a bit of gear.
And yeah, with Andrew, so we're red soil fellas. We were born in Childers. We were born in Childers
Yeah,
and stuff, and we ventured out from there.
yeah.
And you know, and how many years today did we come back and caught up again?
29 years, mate.
20 years. So well, I'm a lot younger than these 2 old farts, but you know, but hey, it is what it is.
That's it. It is.
But yeah, I love riding, and you know, and I'm gonna buy another Harley, and I'm gonna keep riding, and hopefully one day I'll get to cruise again on your next journey, mate.
Oh, mate, anytime, bro.
That's our goal.
Like I said, I got a good mate coming up here at Christmas time. I'm going to hook him up with you guys. He's take him riding, and then
Yeah.
when we come back through again, we'll definitely be giving you a shout.